I'm Alexandre. I didn't put it in my presentation, but now that I noticed that my boss is here in the afternoon, I must say this. We had an investment led by Portugal Ventures and another business angels. So I'm not putting it in my presentation, but I just said it so that if he asks something, I said it. So just starting with the company name. It's a little bit awkward. I just tell you that this week we just got a new board member from Silicon Valley, so this will add a lot of value to our company, and this is the latest news. It's not even in our website, but it will be in the news in further days because it's a very well-known entrepreneur, a very well-known VC in San Francisco. Clio, it's the muse of history, and that's where our story begins. All the founders of the company, they took a history degree, and they start to think, okay, what can we do with this? And they start to think that probably if they link histories with technology, they could get a new product. And that we start thinking, okay, what can historians do in business? What can they do in mobile? What kind of histories they can tell without being boring? So we created this idea of having iClio. The I stands for innovation, and the Clio stands for the muse of history. And we created this brand, iClio. But okay, we can do services, we can write stories for others, but we didn't have the product. And we start thinking that we should have a product. We started in Coimbra, in the university, we're based on the EPN incubator, and we created the Just-in-Time Tourist that now we renamed to JIT, Take a Walk in Time. But when we start all the pictures saying we created an app for the mobile world, the travel industry, everyone says, okay, it's 1 in a million, just another thing to tourists, and we start to explain, okay, there's a huge opportunities. All the entrepreneurs in the room know that this is a huge market. Okay, give me something else. Okay, let's compare Just-in-Time Tourist with the other big apps. Just-in-Time Tourist was meant to be a city app, an audio guide, but again, there's a lot of apps, there's a lot of city apps, there's a lot of audio guides being different to the market. And we start to make this brief. Obviously, we've show this to dozens of investors. Obviously, we need to start to share our ideas. Obviously, we were several times afraid of being, the investors heard about us and then they take the message to other companies where they put money. So, like all entrepreneurs, we were a little bit afraid of telling them what we wanted to do as a company, the product, and what was our mindset, what was our view, what was our goals. But nevertheless, we made this brief to show that, okay, we will have a number of features that even Lonely Planet don't have. M-Trip Guide, which is was the biggest competitor, don't have. And even the other guides sell like 99 cents, but sell Wikipedia content. And we start to see that all the paid apps, even the freemium apps, they tend to reply and sell Wikipedia content. And as historians, we also use Wikipedia, of course. We also contribute to Wikipedia. But we start thinking that there should be a huge number of tourists that want tailored content, curated information, and that want a different experience. And then start to think that, okay, we are historians, we read a lot, we tend to write a lot during our PhDs, so probably we could use this expertise and writing stories to different markets. In tourism, probably it was a good market to do this, because when we travel around cities, what we bring when we get home is the memories, it's the stories, it's the pictures that we take with our eyes, but the stories, they remain there, the funny stories, the little stories. We may not remember all the kings that ruled a certain country, but the little stories we always remember. This is a print of the new website. Only today, for those who want to try just-in-time tourist, they can go to App Store, they search iClio. In the iPhone version, I just put it London Audio Guide for free, so you can download it. The ones that have Android can download Barcelona Audio Guide. Those who have Windows don't do nothing, but probably in the future they will do something. But the ones that have iOS, they can use our application. We will launching this summer, until the end of the year, more than 70 apps, which means dozens of cities, new languages, new audio information. But how do we get here to this time where we're launching a huge number of apps? By the end of the year, just-in-time tourists, in terms of number of apps, will be bigger than M3 and will be bigger than Lonely Planet. But how did we get here? How did we get the money to do this? Because basically, we were asking money to write stories, which is a little difficult argument to say. That, okay, we need a lot of money, but what are we going to do with the money? Well, we will put together 10 to 15 historians inside a room, and they will write new stories. Well, this is not very sexy to sell, okay? Because they will spend a lot of time writing stories, because you can't write a story in the morning or in the afternoon, and then, like it's a creative job, there are some days where the historians can write nothing. So we're asking money to 15 to 20 guys that will be seated in a room or at home writing stories. And when do you deliver this? The timing to the market. All the investors wanted to know, okay, can we deliver all these 70 stories next month? No, next month we'll start the research about the cities. Probably it will last like a year to build all the stories. So this was obviously a very difficult thing to sell to the investors. So the main argument was always that there is a huge market to curated content. Again, when the mobile apps started to be a huge trend, obviously the first thing that people have done was, okay, let's go the easy way. Let's pick up all the content from Wikipedia, let's put it in an app and let's sell it, okay? But now the consumers are more, they demand different things, new experience and high quality, and obviously the storytelling. In 2010, this doesn't relate with iClio, but was part of my experience as entrepreneur. In 2010, I released an app called Major Sports Events. It was the most sold app in sports category. I was first in China, I was first in Russia, I was first in the main countries in the Middle East. It was an app sold by 99 cents, and it was to follow the World Cup results. But at the time, there were only 2 apps on the market, okay? Obviously, I made some money as an entrepreneur that helped me working on just-in-time tourist funding, and obviously got me some success on App Store. But I've learned on the hard way a very important thing. If you ask me, okay, but probably to be first in China, to be first in Russia, you made a lot of money. Yes. But what happened next? Nothing. And why? Because I thought I was a clever guy. I asked a buddy of mine, a developer that made an app, and then I was the content guy. I went to Google Translator. I pick up all the table, you know, the words home, away, goals, and I just went to Google Translator. I translate everything on Google, and I just put it in a file. And in the first day of the World Cup, I sold thousands, millions of apps. Okay? I was first in China and Russia and all the major countries that follow football. But I was lucky because the reviews they tend to come out only a week after. Okay? So that first week was amazing. I was first, everything was cool. I was with these 2 developers in my room, at my house, just seeing the rankings all day and eating popcorn. They say, well, this went really good. It was amazing. It was we were all, what car are you going to buy with this money, you know? But at the end of the first week, the reviews started to come out. And that was a huge problem. We got like 1,000 of bad reviews all single days. We stopped selling. And the most of the reviews were, the app works, but I don't understand what's on the table. Okay, so the points, so the numbers were okay, but even the names of the countries were not accurate on the languages. And all the tables were messed up. And one of the things that we've okay, yes, okay, but you did a lot of money. Yes, we did some money. But we learned that people no more want just things. They want curated info, tailored information, and they don't want to feel that they were cheated. Okay, they don't want to feel cheated. Because they bought a service for 99 cents and we were just delivering a bad table. Okay, and it had the result, but it was a bad table. What did I learn to Just-in-Time Tourism? It was our serious project. Okay, I learned that the market, it's not stupid, and people who pay for information want good information, and most of all want accuracy and curated info. Because in a world where a lot of free apps, if I want to ask for money, I must ask something different. That's why, for instance, when you go to the ratings of Lonely Planet for entry, they got 1-2 stars at average. Why? Because they're selling, not Lonely Planet. Lonely Planet is selling the books with a new face, but it's not bringing nothing that people don't already know. And M-Trip is selling Wikipedia content, and no one wants to pay $4.99 to read the Wikipedia. Okay? At least I don't pay for read the Wikipedia. And then we also learn with this bad and good experience with major sports events, with a brand, my brand, that we need to create great experiences. Not once, not twice, but we need to create a daily based used a great experience on cities. We got an agreement with Vieta, which is a kind of like a Vida Bella when it existed, to sell experiences. And Vieta looked at the concept of just-in-time tourists and said, okay, you want to provide, you have curated information, so you will get to a market of people who want to read good information. Okay, I will provide with the experiences. So in the future, you will have a guide that can guide you through the city, telling good stories, managing your time, but also providing you the chance of buying good experiences inside the app. The app that you will probably download today, it's the 2010 version, because we got like 2.5 years to raise money. And in this summer, you will get access to, we call it JIT 2.0, which is a totally different level application. This is a glimpse of the new design. Obviously, we got the Eiffel Tower all the time. Let's take the print of the iPad version. So this is a glimpse of the future of the new app. This was one of the things that I were a little bit afraid when speaking with investors. What do you do different? And I learned a thing when I was in San Francisco in Google, or even in Samsung, or even in Lonely Planet, or even when I was meeting with Frederic, the CEO of M3. I was a little bit afraid of sharing this. And one of the things that I've learned in the Bay Area is that yes, we need to share. Okay, even if our competition they will copy this, good, because we will prove that we can go to do better than this. So sharing thing is not exactly bad. So we use offline maps. Everyone do this. No roaming costs. Okay, a lot of people do this. The points of interest in timetable for the user. So imagine this situation. I'm in the city. I say I got 4 hours. What does the app say? It will say, okay, what's the time of the day? I got 4 hours available. What can I see in 4 hours? And how can I manage this in the city? Okay. While any student, any intern of informatics can do this. So these have a huge value to us. We didn't patent this. Why? We didn't patent because if we do this, everyone will know our algorithm works. So, obviously, it's harder to get to think and to reply and to test how do we do this. So, we pick up the available time, the user location, and we optimize the time in the city. Because all of us, we have been in cities for more than once, and the worst thing is having this idea that we didn't take the most of the city because we weren't able to manage our time in the city. So this is the thing that we do that no one does, not even Lonely Planet or MTech. But then, because this can be easily replied, we have the tailored contents, the storytelling. So what I always said to investors is, okay, this part here, no one have it. So as we launch the product, probably there will be huge brands that will copy this, but we will have the tailored contents, and this is a huge value to the market because we tailored content to our apps. I will give you a little example. Most of you probably were in Rome already, and most of us that were in Rome, we spent a lot of time in Tor Argentina on the bus station. Why? Because we went to see the monument of Vittorio Emanuele or the Museu Capitolinhos, and we spent a lot of time there. But everyone goes there to pick up the bus to go to Vaticano or to go to Termini station. Everyone stopped there. But JIT has an additional story while we're waiting for the bus there, because we know a lot of tourists spend like 10 to 15 minutes over there. We tell this little story about Argentina, and we got someone from Buenos Aires that can confirm this. That square over there, it's called Argentina. Argentina, as you know, the A and G stands for in the chemical symbol for plate. Buenos Aires, because the Spanish kings went there because of the cruisers up there. It's called Rio de la Plata because we got the plate, the Spanish brought the plate from there. And we built a story talking about Buenos Aires, the plate, the place. It was like if we had just-in-time tourist of Rua do Ouro, we will talk about the gold from Brazil. Okay? And we tell these little stories. Always, if this came to the Wikipedia, yes, of course. But they are not tailored or curated to the space available on the app. Okay? And you got the outlet, the app. Obviously, the goal is to be a small fish, but a small fish with the potential to grow. And in our tech roadmap, we want to go to I'm laughing because I didn't put here Windows Phone, but on my next presentation I will do this. We will do the iOS, Android. We will want it to go to wearables. I just put here 2 examples, like glasses on Android watches, and obviously in the future Windows. So our tech road is also to move to another platforms to have this used in another way. If it was easy to raise the money, obviously, as you all know, it wasn't. But we were always focused on our expertise. If our main expertise is telling stories, we're not selling IT. And we were always focused on this. One of the biggest mistakes that I've done as an entrepreneur was that at a certain time of the company, we accept to do a lot of jobs that today we don't put as jobs in the company portfolio because they don't fit with our product. Okay, and because obviously we need money to survive because we wanted to make this product, we unfocused several times. And one of the things that now I know that probably I get money faster if I was more focused, is if you got a certain skill or an expertise that you have that makes you unique, you should focus on that. I'm saying this now in a comfortable position, but looking to the past, not as a historian but as an entrepreneur, this is the biggest thing that I have to say today. If you have a special expertise, if if you have something that makes you unique, use that as the main tool to get funded. We don't use the argument of the IT because we can be easily replied. Okay? Any IT company on this room can make the planned route that we have in our app. But I'm not sure that the IT companies on this room can write the stories the way we do it for just-in-time tools. Okay? So sell your main expertise, be focused on your main skill, and I think from our experience, this was what helped. This, in fact, was the difference that the investors found that we could reach the market, being at first a small fish with potential. Just to finish, one of the things that we are hiring people now. We have a position to international business developer. Well, it's on our website, on LinkedIn. So if you have friends that could fit our profile, we will much appreciate to evaluate his skills. Thanks.